Please follow closely. This portal is the first of 10. You can see how the body's been transformed by the genetic restructuring of the flood infection. The small creatures carry spores that cause a host to mutate. We must continue. This way, please. These sentinels will supplement your combat system, but I suggest you upgrade to at least a Class 12 combat skin. Please wait here. You guys got one? Your environment suit should serve you well when the flood begins to alter the atmosphere. You are a good planner. The installation was specifically built to study and contain the flood. Their survival as a race was dependent upon it. I'm grateful to see that some of them survived to reproduce. Please stay close. Time is short. More? Shall I just do this for an hour?
Yeah, it would take an hour. That's the library.
Yeah, I'm quoting the library, huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. These quotes are actually broken down by mission. Whoa.
Oh, we could just go through the whole game.
Yeah. I'm afraid that's out of the question, really. Remember that? Nope. Well, this is JARCast episode 343, Guilty Spark.
I am a genius.
So this episode, unfortunately for all the non-gamers out there, all the neurotypical people, this one is going to be a breakdown of why 343 ruined Halo. So if you are neurotypical, please leave. You won't get much fun out of this one.
Yeah, so first 6-hour Halo breakdown.
Yeah.
And about time too.
And I want to say, I've never played any Halo, so this is going to be new ground for me.
Before we get too deep into that Halo lore, let me shout out the JAR Media patrons that made the audio version of the show possible. Get their names read out as well, if they're a Dibby tier or above. And usually the first or second of each month, but it'll be attached to this episode because of, let's say, technical difficulties, huh?
Alex has been mental.
Beat that.
So I'm Alex, Jim and James.
Hello.
Howdy.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
JAR is the podcast that makes you think about your own life more than any other podcast.
More like the pod race.
Ooh.
I see Star Wars as kind of Halo adjacent. Right? So we can battle that one on the same episode. Let's
Halo
break down
adjacent.
why Disney ruined
Both, yeah.
Star Wars.
Anything else? Did you guys want to... This isn't going to be a normal episode. I guess it's been like 20... I've been 24 hours here in the UK now. But still a bit off, I guess. I've been in Toronto the past 10 days.
Wow.
For a few things, for the film festival there, to meet some people, to hang out with Adam. I'll get into that in more. World-class what?
Did you have a single glizzy out there?
Did you get glizzy?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Some world-class sorries. Sorry, eh? I actually had one of those.
Really?
The
Sorry, eh?
Because one of the days, on one of the busier days in the schedule, where we were seeing 4 movies in one of the days. So we knew that we weren't going to have much time for food, really, during the day. In the morning, I went to the local supermarket to get some like Cliff bars, some energy bars. Adam wanted a certain flavour. He wanted like the coconut flavour. And I went and found them, and the one flavour they didn't have was coconut. And the guy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I can go check out back for you. So we went and did that and came back. So I'm sorry, eh? Didn't have any. I've heard more apologies this past 10 days than maybe my whole lifetime beforehand.
Does it not make you like change how you view apologizing?
Kind of, no, because what I started doing, I was like instinctually when people were saying sorry, I'm like, it's fine, don't worry. I was like saying that, but they just mean it, excuse me, or like, sorry for taking up your space, I guess, or sorry for somehow impeding your day by being in the way.
I guess it's kind of like an acknowledgement of your existence.
Yeah,
saying sorry.
But like, do you, it's interesting, like culturally, I guess, because I don't know. It's like, what do you feel like you shouldn't be where you are, and you feel like you need to apologize for getting in the way? Cause,
yeah, that is definitely one interpretation.
Because I was like, I don't know. I consider myself fairly cordial, and like, yeah, I'll say excuse me or whatever. I'll say sorry if like I bump into someone or do something like this. But for that to be the default, I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm quite a big sorrier.
You're sorrier. Maybe you
I'm a
blend in.
sorrier. Yeah, I think
You
I
have to
would.
change the accent a bit, but you can
Yeah.
blend in.
Sorry. I believe that you shouldn't apologise. Unless you've actually done something wrong, you have no reason to ever say those words.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Oh. It's actually quite late on a Sunday. I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, sorry about that interruption. I guess the white balance something's off my end, but yeah, going back to my trip, right? Yeah. Did you guys want to address anything from that last episode? I haven't seen it yet. I've got it downloaded, ready to go. But
some people were really happy about the added ASMR elements we added in.
the mukbang.
For artistic effect. Really trying a new era with Jar, where we're trying to
sort
be
of 3D sounds.
Yeah.
Like 4D sort of fits. Like that sound that everyone loves when your fork scratches and
Yeah, I know
scrapes
what you mean.
the bottom of a bowl. Like a lot of that sort of ambiance, you know. And people resonated with it. I was really surprised. Like I felt the need to apologize. Like I wrote extra bits in the description and stuff. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to like descriptions and stuff. Like I don't even know how to add time codes and make it work. Hence there not being them. But I was like, I'm sorry for particularly James's really loud like scarfing of the food. You know, like you were shoveling that in.
It was a nice meal. I'm gonna appreciate
and I don't
it.
blame you. It was really delicious. And I apologize for it, but people loved it.
They loved it.
Yeah, they were
More
like, eat
mukbangs.
eat more. Like, we
Honestly,
can only eat so much. You know?
ASMR's where it's at.
Yeah. We could do a side ASMR thing.
Yeah, do it.
People would love it.
Yeah.
People would love it.
Eating with my feet. Bing bing. Yeah. So I guess the last episode was accidentally uploaded on the RSS feed to the JARChive.
Yeah, James did that.
I didn't do that. I was basically passed out all day because I had a hangover. And I edited half the cast and Jamie redid all of it.
You edited a quarter of the cast.
I edited half of it. I got halfway through it. And then I laid on the floor.
What's the truth here?
James was like, oh, we don't need to beep stuff out. We'll just get flagged or whatever.
I did. I was like, I can't.
And I was listening through it, and relatively early on, James said a word that I deemed very not appropriate, and I was like, okay.
What did I say?
Well, I'm not going to say it again.
I'm pretty sure it was the F word.
No.
But yeah.
So I then had to sort of go through all of it and make sure James didn't drop any.
No, you can't. Don't
Any
don't
naughties.
make it out.
And me, like, to make sure, because like in the interims and stuff, we say like politically insensitive. Well, not politically insensitive, but politically.
Are we gonna have to blur this?
Inciting of violence against. Anyway,
We do a lot
so
of that.
I had to sort of be on high alert to catch any like.
Right. So now you know what my
T-words.
filtering process is like.
Hey, it's not my.
Yeah.
It's not my
Yeah,
fault.
It's quite hefty, and you've got to like sort of just filter.
Well,
You got to filter the cast like
what
multiple
I
times.
learned from watching a few podcasts recently, as long as you're 4 hours in and you're talking about it's fine. Just get 4 hours in.
Well, yeah, you got to be 4 hours in.
But it's fine. We can go for 4 hours if I can start talking about that.
Yeah. So guys, yeah, I'm not going to do any normal housekeeping or anything. I just kind of want to talk you through some of the things on this trip, right? I got some stories to convey to you guys, right?
Are they to do with Halo in any way?
Well, most of them do happen to be about Halo, but if you guys are okay with that, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a pretty packed trip. I'm still actually processing some of the craziness, if I'm being honest. But I'm going to start at the beginning, as all good stories do. Well, not even true. Southland Tales being one of those examples.
Halo, actually, the beginning was Halo Reach. That's actually where it ended.
So, I had two kind of weird airport experiences, right? Started almost immediately. This is London, Gatwick, I think I went from. I get through customs and everything. Actually, not even there before I start getting problems. Like I don't know, man. I get overwhelmed pretty easy, right? And there's nowhere more overwhelming and stressful than an airport.
Yeah.
I find them liminal hellholes.
I love airports,
and I can't relax till I'm sat on that plane, and I know we're going.
Yeah,
you know?
I get that. But in my mind, you've got to view an airport as just a loading screen. And no matter what you do, you can't fuck up there.
But it's like
just a loading screen.
You can though, because it's like a 5-hour long loading screen as well.
Okay, no. This is what I'm going to call you out. Why didn't you do all your check-in the day before?
I did everything right. Well, apart from this one thing I'm about to say.
Because I've been told that you got there multiple hours early to do the check-in.
No, you're advised to show up to airports 3 hours early. That's what I did.
Yeah, like you need to get there.
You need to be there at
2
least.
hours early.
Yeah, at least. So I was there in good ass time. The mistake that was on me, right, is like you got to if you got a bag over a certain size, you got to check the bag in. You got to put it on that conveyor belt,
whole
whatever.
luggage.
Yeah. I had my bag booked in, ready to go. I couldn't find the place you do it, and I don't know. I wasn't thinking, right? So I just go through customs with my big bag.
Oh.
So I've gone through, and then right before the bit where they're like properly patting you down and stuff, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like no one else has bags this big. So I like go up to someone. I'm like, I didn't check my big bag. What am I supposed to do? And they're like, oh, hang on, just give me your ticket. Let me undo your boarding pass or whatever. So when you come back, you'll be able to do it. And by now it's already been like half an hour past. I'm like, oh, man, just come on, man, we got it. So I go back, find the airline I'm with, get in the queue to check my bag. I'm like, oh, cool. 15 minutes passes, the line hasn't moved. Starting to get concerned.
I'd start getting like,
starting to get concerned, right? Another 20 minutes passes, the line still hasn't moved. People are getting antsy. Like that, no one's bag, all the system went down. The computers weren't working, no one could check any bags in.
This is a common thing.
So yeah, more and more time. I wound up being like an hour and 15 minutes. Just stood in this line, nothing, no movement.
Wow.
So, and I think it went down just about right as I arrived as well. So like if I didn't make that initial mistake, I probably could have got through fine. So yeah, that's all happening. I managed to get my bag off in time after all that waiting. Don't even have enough time to like grab a coffee or whatever once I'm through customs. Because again, once you've gone through all the checks and you're in the like zone where you can buy the booze and there's all the restaurants and whatnot, the waiting areas. These very official high up look like police type people were all in like a line, blocking certain areas. I start walking, it's where I gotta go to get to my flight waiting area. I'm like stopped by this guy. And he's like,
this is still in England?
In England. Yeah, this isn't even the Canada side yet. This guy, like he comes up to me and he's like, hey, do you have your passport? You're in the same age profile, have the same like hair and whatever as someone we're looking for.
No, wait, no way is it the person who escaped prison who had curly hair?
I don't know, but like it was
the same period of time.
He asked for my details. He asked where I was going. It wasn't that intense, but like then he said I could go. But that was like, man, this is already off to something. This is already getting crazy.
Yeah,
the thing about this, if this is Gatwick, having gone to Gatwick, there is something really liminal about that. Because I remember the last time I was there, it's just like a horribly white corridor. It's almost like an industrial unit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels really off and really horrible because the layout is terrible.
Yeah. It's like once you get through the security, you're just in this time out of time.
Yeah.
This weird mid-space where there are like, no matter the time of day, there are people like surrounding bars. There are people eating. Yeah, some people are like waking up. Some are in bed mode. It's like really weird. Like, everyone's all out of sync.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually get on the flight. It's fine. It's pretty brutal. I guess. It wasn't like the best airline. I found out like when I was talking to other Canadians about like the airline I picked. They were like, "Why'd you pick that one?" It's apparently notoriously crap or something.
You gonna name drop them or
what they call it? It was like Air Transat or something like that. Whereas last time I went to Canada, I flew Air Canada and that was fine.
I feel like Air Canada's like the one you should use.
Yeah, that was absolutely fine. But once the flight was over, I get into Canada, right? And this is when things get crazy. First off, just the dumbest airport ever. Just the way they've laid things out is so dumb. The Toronto International Airport is like so stupid. The way everything's laid out, right? You come into this room like where in London and those airports they have all these automated systems where you like put your passport in and it goes and you just like go through. Here it was like all these booths where you've got to like fill out all these details, and once you filled it out, it prints out a receipt with your like picture on it. And then you have to find a line which is so long that it's like bleeding out into the area where you're getting this receipt thing printed out originally. So there's all these lines everywhere and everyone's like confused and doesn't know where to go. Eventually get into this line, queuing for another probably 45 minutes just to get out. Get to the border guy, he asked me like what I'm doing here. So I'm here for Tiff, International Film Festival, blah blah. Go through fine. Get to the area where I get my big bag, start walking. This border patrol man eyes me up, starts walking towards me, asking me some questions. Oh, where'd you come from? What do you do? What are you up to? I answer him. He asks to see that receipt thing that I just printed off. He grabs it and he scribbles something on it, gives it back to me. He says, you can go on your way now. The final check before leaving the airport where I'd had freedom in Canada. Everyone's being directed this certain way. The guy, I hand my receipt thing to this man, he sees it, he sees the scribble that the security guy put on it and says, you can go this way. So I'm funneled into this scary ass room, and it's like the upgraded liminal space. The space out of spaces. Those
fucking rooms are horrifying.
Yeah, so I walk in, there's a guy being arrested, like begging to be like released. So that's just there in the background for this whole thing. Next to that, there's someone like begging for like their immigration status or something. All this like charged drama stuff going on. So I'm wheeled into here. They're treating me like I'm guilty, like I'm a monster.
Yeah.
They take me over to this desk where this guy is. Doesn't look me in the eye once. He's just like, got your receipt? Takes it. He sees the scribble, and then he like, still not addressing me in any way, like leans back to his colleague and is like, hey, where is he? Where is he then? Like, and then he's like, you can go sit down. So I'm just waiting there for like 10 minutes. And the guy who eyed me up earlier comes around the corner. He's like, you come with me. He takes me to one of those, things that you put the bags through, that scan it or whatever, like another one to like double check it, I guess. So I had to put my backpack through, my big bag through. He looks through the monitor, just watches it, still not really saying anything to me. And he's like, okay, come over here to like his booth, his table. He's like, bring your bag up here, please. So then I put my main bag up there in my backpack. He's like, open it. And then he goes through, he takes every single item out of my bag.
Oh my God.
Undoes every zip, looks everywhere. The whole time while I'm just stood there like, I'm just wondering like, what does he think I'm doing? But after probably about 20 minutes of him doing this, his guard must have started going down. Because he was kind of interrogating me the whole time as well, like, where are you staying? Where are you from? Mm-hmm. How much money do you make? What do you do? How long have you been doing what you're doing? Blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And then eventually it gets to a point where he's like, so I bet you're wondering why I pulled you aside. And I was like, yeah. To which he says, so I thought maybe you might have been smuggling cash into the country. So he'd suspected me.
Based off of
profiling. He just profiled you.
That's what I said. I said, oh, do I look like the type? And then he said something like, oh, nah, but a lot of people think we work that way, but I don't work that way. I'm just like, yeah.
You clearly do.
It was a quota thing.
It would have been a quota. Adam was telling me, because he does a ton of traveling that's happened to him before. But there were a couple more mistakes though, because like the night before I was staying somewhere where I knew I wasn't going to get a good sleep, so I bought like 3 of these CBD gummies with me, right? To help me get to sleep.
Yeah.
I ate 1 or 2 of them and then just put them in my bag without thinking, my big bag, in like a little piece of Tupperware. So of course he finds it when he's looking through all of my stuff. He's like, what are these? I'm like, oh, they're CBD gummies.
I'm smuggling CBD into,
I said,
Toronto.
yeah, I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, they're CBD gummies. He didn't believe me.
Did
He
he
didn't
eat
believe me for a second. He just started eating.
We'll see about that.
yeah. No, but he was like, he definitely didn't believe me. I guess he thought it was THC gummies probably. But they genuinely were CBD. And he was playing all the like good guy, like, well, normally if I'd find something like this time I'm just going to bin them. But normally we'd have to sit here doing 40 minutes of paperwork, acting as if he's doing me a favor.
Well, yeah.
I would just been like, open it, eat it. Just fucking like,
Yeah, so he threw them in the bin, put it back in my bag. And the moment I knew it was properly diffused is once he was done with my main bag, he was going through my backpack, takes out the Steam Deck, opens the zipper and goes...
Starts playing Apex.
Basically, he flips it open and goes, is this a Steam Deck? How is it?
gamer, just fucking game all along.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, man. I just wanted to be out of there by then. Because it was like nerve-wracking at first. Like, sat there just waiting, like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think I've done? Yeah. So that was quite a greeting to Canada. Yeah, he took everything out of my bag. One of my hair products had exploded. So there's like goo everywhere. He was like, no, put it all back. So
He got you to put it back?
Yeah.
What an asshole. That's horrible.
Yeah, what an
So
actual...
I'm just like, and then just leave, get out of there.
That's just literally, it's just power. They're just getting off on that little bit of power they
definitely.
get.
They love that power.
TSA, man, at least they're not fondling your balls.
So yeah, I was very thankful once that was over, because I was starting to think, am I just going to be like stuck here for like hours?
That's the thing, they would do it. They would just leave you in this limbo.
So like on the way back, I was getting stressed, like, oh man, if I'm pulled aside, I'm going to miss my flight if they do this, if they do some shit like this. So I was talking to some other people like where they've had that happen to them, and they've missed their flights because of these dudes.
Surely
just pulling
they
you
have to
aside.
like compensate you.
Yeah, I don't know, probably not, because they're like an authority, I guess.
But like if they did it for no reason, like...
And you missed your flight. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they probably have the authority to. It is their job, I guess. Yeah. So I'm just like, man, what is it? Do I look dodgy or something? Like, do I look the type? Like, because to me, it's like hilarious to think about. Like,
Yeah.
You think I'm capable of that?
Stealing cash of all things. Like,
Yeah, you'll give me way
Because
more credit
before he'd let on why he'd pulled me aside, he was like, so do you carry any cash? Oh, and that was it. There was an awesome moment because he was like, where's your wallet then? I go into my pocket and I pull out the tiny wallet. He holds it and he goes, this is the tiniest wallet I've ever seen.
like, you're clearly not carrying fucking cash.
Like
Is that one?
reverse. Like he made the opposite call.
Yeah, he couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah.
Because then when he still hadn't let on, he was like, so yeah, do you carry any cash on you? And I was like, oh no, I never carry cash. I said, I never carry cash. He was like, fair enough. Yeah. Goofy as hell.
Who the carries cash?
Genuine.
I guess smugglers. So I guess I got that smuggler look, huh? Han Solo.
And
over here.
Yeah,
Even then, if you want to smuggle cash, you use HSBC. You don't smuggle it in bags.
Yeah. So yeah, that was all before even anything to do with what I was getting there, right?
The greatest stories have the weirdest starts. And that's a weird start.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why someone would smuggle cash to begin with.
I guess if it's illegal and hasn't been
Yeah, I
washed.
guess no, because they're trying to what's the way? It's like it's that term for money that's not
Launder it.
no, like
It's not
not
clean
legal. It's like drugs. Money from the drugs trade is dirty money, so you have to clean it.
Yeah,
So
launder it.
It's not.
That is what laundering is.
Yeah, no, it's different. But then if you by smuggling it into another country, you can clean it through certain venues because it's not really laundering.
Yeah, I'm sure it
'cause you're
happens.
using
Like
it as
everything is smuggled in one form
Yeah.
or another. But yeah, the actual festival itself, awesome. What a fun time that was. Yeah, big thanks to Adam, especially for organizing this group. I think it was the biggest. It was like a group of 9 or so of us. That being me, Adam, his boyfriend. We had Henry and Lily, who people might know as Big Joel and the Moth Cub, or on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like this. And yeah, that was most of the group. And sometimes Adam's parents were coming in and out for screenings and getting dinner and whatnot. But yeah, Adam likes, and Ralph, of course, he was there for like maybe half the festival. So yeah, meeting all these people, hanging out with all these people, loads of fun, loads of good conversation. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. I saw about 15 films, which, you know, is a lot, but there were people who were there who were seeing 5 a day, every day.
Wow. Jesus.
So, because luckily, like, Adam's been going nearly a decade now, so he's kind of a pro. You know, he knows the filtering process. He knows, apparently he used to do it that way, where he'd be seeing 4 or 5 films a day, and we only did that one day, and that was enough. That was like about the limit, having to do that once. Saw some excellent films. I'm not going to talk about the movies on the cast here. I figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something on IGTV, second channel, where I'm just going to go through, not have to worry about spoiling things or boring you guys with some of the stuff I saw. But yeah, saw some excellent films. Honestly, but the standout I will mention was we saw this piece of shit called Aggro Drift, right?
Oh, wait, what? Drift?
Not that kind of drift. Aggro Drift with the I being a 1.
Nice.
Harmony Korine's new movie. He did like The Beach Bum, Spring Breakers, this type of stuff. But the gimmick was the whole film was shot in like Predator vision using like heat cameras. So it was like, actually, I've never seen a film that hurts to watch before. Like, it actually hurt.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Travis Scott has like a 10-minute cameo.
Nice.
It had a bunch of like AI stuff overlaid over it, like gears and gizmos over people's heads and stuff, all using AI stuff. The way he described it in the Q&A afterwards as a liquid narrative. And also he was like, I don't even know if this is a movie. Because all it was basically like a bunch of like rich people in a mansion, clearly like wasted out of their minds, just saying shit. So,
Right.
I keep quoting the Travis Scott bit because like it was the funniest part, but he's just like, this is what the dialogue in Aggro Drift is like, right? Wake up, do it, go to sleep, do it. Wake up, do it.
It's like a
So
DJ Khaled movie.
Basically, yeah. So it's like a bunch of these weird, like, repeated lines, just like on and on with these visuals.
Is it like feature length?
It was 80 minutes long, I think.
Wow.
But what is the reason I bring this one up specifically is because it might actually be one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. It was so much fun.
Really?
It was hilarious. Yeah, it was crazy. Because it's like, it starts at midnight. Everyone's already a little bit wasted. It's just the energy of it, man. Like, before each film, right, they play this, like, montage. It's almost like adverts, but it's adverts for the festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's, like, I don't know, there's, like, a little sting that's about, like, the native homeland and stuff and paying respects to that, and then there's like a little ad for the film festival. They're always like really cringy, like people doing this, oh my god, it's the breaking the fourth wall, looking at the audience, oh, it's a Tiff audience, I love the Tiff audience, all this kind of stuff. And then there was this repeating ad of like Zendaya and Anne Hathaway in this, like, it's like a makeup brand or something, this like really annoying, just 3-minute long ad basically, and it had this like song with it, and as the festival goes on, people like interact with this bit more and more. So like people just start clapping like to the song that's playing with this ad each time. So like at the Midnight Madness one, it's like that, but like times 10. Like everyone is like hooting and hollering, going crazy. when it flashes at the beginning saying like, don't pirate the movie and ruin it for everyone, and everyone goes like, "Yar!" like a pirate and shit. Yeah, people were just going crazy. It was such an insane screening, because like about 20 minutes into the movie, there was this group of like 6 people in front of me. They just got up and left.
Hell yeah.
Like, and the people were bleeding out of the room. Like it's like an endurance test movie.
Yeah.
And because of the like size of the group we had and the way we got tickets, like not everyone was together. So this is one where I was by myself for this screening. I could hear Adam like at the end like giggling, but I just wound up sitting next to this random guy just while waiting for the movie to start. I'm just like having a conversation with him, because there's the mutual interest of movies and stuff. And I was talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, do you live here in Toronto then?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I come to this every year." And then I was like, I was a bit wasting myself at that point, so I was not holding back like questions and whatnot. I was like, "Dude, how do you afford that? How do you afford living here?" He just straight up said like, "Oh, my parents are rich."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a notoriously like expensive city, not only just to like live, but rent, just everything's expensive.
Yeah, city life.
Yeah, I guess at least he was honest. Yeah, he was a nice guy. Just crazy. But Adam was telling me like a few years back they did one of the Wakaliwood movies for A Midnight Madness, and DJ Emi came and he did it live. And then oh man, that I'm jealous of that. That would have been insane. That would have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the best. So yeah, despite it being definitely the worst movie I saw by far, it was weirdly probably the best experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a way, the movie's a masterpiece.
That's the thing, man. It was the conversation movie. It was like everyone you met, it was like, what do you think of Aggro Drift? And like, it was one of those that there's something to be said about that, for how much the movie is a shitpost insult. It's really like lingered because of that,
and it's brought people together. The common enemy.
Because he was like, it's like super nihilistic, and he's making out like, when he was introduced, he was like really sheepishly introducing the movie before it began, the director.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I just think movies kind of suck now, and this is like, this kind of stuff.
So he made a terrible movie.
It's like, this is, because I guess the AI involvement, it's like, yeah, everything's being automated, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, man, yeah, there are loads of bad movies every year, but there's also really good movies every year, so.
Yeah, the ones that don't use AI.
That thesis. A few more things. I met Colin and April. Colin, people might know from Red Letter Media. He's like a frequent guest. It's like in the VFX industry. They're absolutely lovely. Spent a few nights with them. Adam got me and his boyfriend into this like name only Tiff party thing, where like to get in you've got to like say a password type thing. And it's like underground in this like, well, not underground, like you go into a restaurant and then you like go into the back and then go down some stairs, and there's like, yeah, it's just hosted in this hidden area where it's like really dark, and Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things came, like said hi and sat with us or whatever. And
really?
Yeah, and like said hi. Like Adam knows like everyone in Toronto, I guess.
Wow.
So that was cool to meet him. I told you guys about this cocktail bar we went to, where they don't have a menu, and you just kind of say what you fancy or what your flavor profile is, and they'll bring out something good, something interesting you haven't tried. So like I was just saying like pretty standard things, like just make me a fun G&T, things like this. Whereas Adam was like, I'm adventurous, give me something crazy. Mm-hmm. And like the drinks he was getting were like,
God, that sounds like my ideal one. Yeah. Just like Adam chaos as liquid form.
Adam was getting the Aggro Drift of drinks.
Made you see the world like that. Aggro.
So yeah, that was a cool place, and they were projecting Sailor Moon on the wall.
It would have been sick.
But
I love the Sailor Moon vibe.
the the director Matt Johnson, the creator of Nirvana, the band, The Show, and recently the director of the film Blackberry. He came and said hi. That was really cool. I met so many people. Went to a baseball game. Went to 2 baseball games, which was really interesting. Because I don't know. First off, we don't have baseball here. It's not a sport we really play. We'll play rounders at the best of times. That's like our equivalent, I guess.
In school,
I guess cricket is kind of.
Cricket's kind of yeah. Cricket is probably close.
I think I would prefer to watch a baseball game than a cricket game.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I needed some of the rules explained to me. But I was telling Jim this earlier. I guess because baseball's the most boring sport ever. It's notoriously the most boring sport. The way it's presented is the most ADD, crazy, over the top thing you could imagine. They've got the big
display
kissing screen thing.
Yeah, the Kisser-Vision.
Yeah, the Kisser-Vision thing. I figured that was just I didn't realize quite the level of interactivity that it has. Every 5 minutes, it's got these crazy high frame rate, big graphics, going cheer, go, crazy, blah, blah. It's nuts. When you go to a bowling alley and there's that little TV. It's kind of like that, but on steroids. So we went to 2 games. On one of the games, it was midday on a Sunday, so it was kind of kids themed. So at one point, on the big screen, it starts blasting Pokemon. And it's who's that Pokemon? And then the players on the team are recorded before guessing who the Pokemon are. And it's blasting a different song every 10 seconds because each player has their own song that they've chosen. And every time a certain play is made, it will play a song with lyrics that kind of match what play was just being made. So
that seems so
it was crazy.
Yeah, sensory bombardment.
Yeah, and because the crowds will do in the wave and you just you go nuts. So that was a lot of fun to do that because I feel that's not something I would have done if I was just there by myself vacationing, but being with people who are into it. Our dad always talks about the energy of sports and whatnot, and I've barely seen anything outside of Wimbledon.
Yeah, the quietest sport.
Where everyone just
sits in silence.
Yeah.
If you sneeze, you get told off.
Mm-hmm. Whereas it is kind of hype when someone everyone's watching the ball hit, it's going high in the air. So where's it going to land? Who's going to catch it? Everyone's cheering. Yeah, it's kind of infectious.
Yeah. I can see that.
I don't know if I could see a whole season or whatever people do, because it's quite expensive as well. But
but it's one of those things you need to do when you're going there. It's cultural experience.
And the stadium's right next to the CN Tower, this ridiculously tall high tower in Toronto, which I did go up on my last day. Because it had been staring at me the whole time I was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was even one night where I was with Ralph and Colin and April. It got to 1:30 at night. Everyone was leaving. Everyone got in their Ubers, and I was the last one. I went to call an Uber and my roaming stopped working. I'm on the complete opposite side of town. I'm oh, guess I'm walking. So then I just start walking, and I used the tower as a reference point because I knew the place was 5 minutes away from the tower, so I could navigate myself from Spadina.
Spagina.
Yeah, so I walked across the whole city from 1:30 a.m. to I think I got back at 3 a.m. to the place.
Wow. So you're pretty far.
Because just by chance, I had this inkling the night before. It's a good habit to get into whenever you go to somewhere you're not familiar with. On Google Maps, there's an option to save your local area onto your phone.
Yeah. So
I did that the night before. I just happened to. So I could use Google Maps at least to navigate back. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. And I did wind up going up that tower in the end. Yeah. They got a glass floor panel in there. Horrifying. And I managed to trick my brain and convince my brain to step on the glass and look down. But everything in my body was telling me not to. But yeah, I'm glad I did it.
No, I'm not. I can do that. That's too much.
Yeah. yeah, I had all this crazy food. Of course, I had like a stadium hot dog. Got to do that.
Did you get a stadium soda?
Glizzy.
I didn't. I had some, you know, I had some beers, had some drinks. Had lots of drinks.
Soda.
A weird cultural difference is the weed thing, obviously.
Yeah.
There are like more weed shops than Starbucks. It's ridiculous, like, which is very odd for like here, like what we're used to.
Where we have none.
Well, we have just Starbucks everywhere
Yeah,
and coffee shops.
yeah. So and yeah, I mean it's nice.
Yeah.
You just go into a shop and they're just like, it's crazy.
It must make mega money.
Yeah. Like I saw way more people walking around smoking joints than cigarettes. I saw maybe 1 or 2 cigarette smokers, but like tens and tens of weed smokers while I was there. Yeah. Yeah, there's like signs saying, get a spliff for Tiff and all this kind of stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, Adam's boyfriend had this like vape pen thing that he'd bought while there. I tried that right before going into Aggro Drift. I'm so glad I did. That probably made it way more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Made it more bearable and funnier. But yeah, that's probably the best shit I've ever had, to be honest. It was, yeah, crazy. What else is there to shout out? Yeah, the unfortunate event, I guess I got to talk about. In terms of, I guess, a fan etiquette type thing, I've got to talk about. I told James a little bit about this, but I haven't told you yet.
No.
So yeah, we met a lot of people who like, especially when you're standing with Adam, he's so tall, you can hear his voice, he's so recognizable, getting recognized all the time. So there are a few times where like he's noticing, it's like, is that Alex? You know, this kind of shit. But yeah, we met so many people and everyone was so nice and, you know, kind of understood the etiquette, you know, have a little discussion, like talk to me about the movies or whatever, but there's a certain point where it like kind of gets weird, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, we did have a kind of a awkward interaction, I'd say, where it's just boundaries were not being appreciated.
Yeah.
Kind of dancing around because I don't use names or anything. But it was just like, if you're just being a little bit more socially aware of what is going on, it didn't need to go that way. And I know, you know, upset Adam, and it is just like an awkward situation to get into when people aren't really respecting
Yeah.
what's going on or real like picking up signals or signs. Like, let's just get on with this. Let's move on.
Yeah. I think the thing fans of anything have to appreciate is that you know them, but they don't know you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very one-sided.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. So like, it's definitely less people than most that behave this way, but yeah, it's just something to keep in mind, you know. Like when I think people appreciate the like frankness, like, and it's awesome that you like want to talk and share the passions and whatnot. Totally down with that. But it's just like, yeah, you gotta think about things a little bit. Sometimes you gotta think about how you're coming across or how things are lingering. I know that's probably frustratingly vague, the way I've described that just now, but I don't know. So it's uncomfortable, man. It's awkward to talk about.
Yeah. There's no rules on it.
People do normally get it.
Yeah, I have to say that the most awkward interactions I've had with people recognizing me from JAR has more been on me for being awkward than them.
Oh, I'm insanely awkward.
Yeah, I have to say, like, everyone I've interacted with has been awesome, but
yeah. But yeah, it doesn't take much for it to kind of become that way. Cause
I can really see like it's a real tightrope and like one step and it's like a
because like I don't know how Adam does it personally because I feel like I'm so much more abstracted. Like people only really know me from jar pictures. Like I don't put my face. I've never put my face on IG. And my face has never been on JARCast either. So unless I guess you hear my voice, maybe you could pin me from that, but I don't know. So like, let alone like, we just went into like a liquor store and the guy who served us was like, "Are you Adam YMS?"
Well,
like this kind of thing.
He's a national treasure, Canadian national treasure.
Yeah, for sure.
Fan stuff is always it's just always a bit weird to get used to. I'm just, and that's like, human, man. I'm just like,
some people are energized by that and like really like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like the support or whatever and the appreciation of like seeing someone who's real, who is like a face to a number or a view count or whatever.
Yeah,
that's cool, and like the energy of someone being into it, love that. But you're right, it is a more one-sided thing. Where it's like I'm getting stuff brought up, but like I don't even remember that I've said, and like you know so much about me, I just don't know anything about you. I'm afraid. So try to keep that in mind. Yeah.
Honestly, there needs to be just like if you see us, you do one thing and then you leave.
Yeah.
You give us a glizzy and leave. No context. You just give us a glizzy. You force us to glizzy.
Yeah.
Or there should be levels. I think there should be like such deep-rooted jar lore where if someone of a certain level says something of a certain lore depth to us, it's like, okay, I get it that you're an OG jar fan.
Yeah.
Because then it's like easier to bounce off of like what their deal is.
I think the universal thing for us should be Bear.
No, that's
good. I think that's the perfect thing. If it's just like a phrase, a thing you can say to acknowledge, keep it sweet and cute, short.
It's like walk down the street, bear.
Yeah, bear.
And like, leave,
and then they give us like a £50 note or something like bear.
But then like I've talked about it before. Like when I saw TV Girl the first time, there was a Jarlin like in line. He was cool. He was chill. He bought me a drink. It was like awesome.
Yeah, buy us something.
Yeah, but actually buy us stuff. That's it.
But this is how weird it got. Right, there was this. What I just remembered this. We were in line for, I think it was the new Nicolas Cage movie, Dream Scenario. It was me, Adam, Adam's boyfriend, and Henry, Big Joel, and his girlfriend. This guy recognizes Henry, goes up to him, and what he says to him is not, "I love your videos," but he's like, "Oh, I've heard your videos are good. They've been in my recommended." I haven't watched any of them, but
Okay.
And he says that to him. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to get to Adam." It's just like, bruh, why'd you do that?
That's horrible.
That's such a crazy thing to say to somebody.
Yeah,
that's like neurodivergent levels. Like, what the f*** are you doing,
it's
man?
Like just disconnected. Like, you're not a human. You're just a product on YouTube.
So just don't say. You can't say anything nice. Don't say anything at all. You know.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Or lie. Just say you really like his videos.
You could, that would be He took
the
it
thing
well.
Is, any
but, like,
YouTuber's not going to try and gatekeep and be like, okay, then have you seen my videos? What did I say in this video? Nobody's doing that. So it's just like, just f***ing lie, and they're going to be like, great, thanks for the support. And then, because they don't want to interact with you.
That's even
fucking lie.
I can't imagine going up to someone and saying that. I could have watched your videos, but I didn't yet. But I'm sure they're good though. Such a like what?
Okay. They're like, what? If you can't say anything nice.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Yeah, just bear us, and that's it.
Well, I mean, it's contextual as well.
Yeah.
It is, because like, if it's like you're passing by and you have an interaction and then like you both go your separate ways, cool.
Then bear.
I just remember having one where like I had a brief talk with these people, but I was waiting in line to get a beer. This was at Gorillas, and like I didn't have like a reason to leave.
Yeah.
But we'd had our thing and they just sort of stayed.
Mhm.
And like it's not necessarily on them, but like I was just like, well, what do I do?
It was like, I'm pretty sure on the train back from that trip, there was like a Jarling in the same train as us.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fine as well.
Yeah.
I didn't find that anything uncomfortable, really. It was chill.
Yeah. I'm just
See, the thing is, you want to be normal. You want to blend in. I've never been spotted by myself. Blend
I'm
in.
not normal,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I tried being normal once.
How'd that go for you?
Yeah, it was awesome to meet Ralph in person finally.
Yeah.
Get some meals, saw some movies with him. Man, we did so much. Yeah, we stumbled. We just happened to stumble into this festival. It's called Cabbagefest in a certain part of Toronto, which has its name supposedly because of, I think, like some Irish settlers settled around this place in Toronto, and they would grow stuff in their gardens, including cabbages. So it just got this name, like Cabbage Town or something crazy like this.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we were
Is
having
Cabbagefest about cabbage?
you'd imagine, but it's just called Cabbagefest.
What's like it about though? What do people do?
Like what happened was we were having lunch in this place, and as we left, this festival would just like come alive. All this live music was playing, and it was like, you know, the block system in America, everything's straight lines. In Canada, it was like blocks and blocks of just these stalls set up, everything you could imagine, all this craziness.
Cabbages.
I got some Mexican coffee
Oh wow.
down there. That they were handing out joints for free.
Oh.
There were just people walking around with like a bag, just like, our shop just opened, have a taster.
The devil's cabbage.
I was just giving them out. Yeah, the devil's lettuce. Yeah, so that was a fun
Yeah, that
coincidence
sounds
too. All this crazy live music and
all the different breeds of cabbage.
millions of breeds of cabbage.
I think this what this segment shows is that we need the travelling story era of Jar,
Yeah.
where we all just need to go somewhere and just get into really f***ed up situations and be like,
Alex
oh,
has a week where he goes to like 5 festivals and goes up mega towers. Like our week it was just monkey madness. It's like we bought a monkey and
that's country living. That's it.
That's like the extent of our week.
And it's not just Alex has literally just come back from Canada and he's going to Italy in like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna miss another cast?
I'm not sure. Well, let's talk about that after. It's nowhere near
Oh
as
shit!
long.
But we'd have to make our own food. If Alex is away, we'd have to make our own food.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, so I had an awesome trip.
Yeah, a little bit
Alan's
jealous.
family and everything is super welcoming and just Canadians,
lovely.
man. They're built a little bit different to us over here.
Yeah.
A lot more friendly. It's like hilarious. Outside of the border guy in the airport, contrasting the way people conduct themselves in the airport compared to like London,
Mm-hmm.
it is hilarious. People treat you like you're a human in the Canadian one. Like they'll actually like kind of interact with you.
Wow.
Ask how your day is, stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's similar in America, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that part of the world like understands humanity,
But they also value humans less.
also like it does get on your tits.
Yeah.
But being programmed
The
the
English
way we
way.
are, where it's like I'll say you're right, and they'll go, yeah, you're right. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's the.
There's no further obligation.
Whereas their equivalent is to instead say, "How are you?"
yeah.
Like when you
And
go
then
to
it's-
order a coffee, the first question will be, "Oh, how are you?"
and I just say, miserable.
Whereas like, yeah, that's just not how it is here.
It depends. It depends on what level, because there's a lot of local
Well, I mean,
places.
in
who
London,
are-
yeah,
where that is not the standard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but London's also not a place.
It's a place.
It's a hellscape.
It's the hell.
It's hell on earth.
Talk about hell.
On
Yeah,
earth.
No, I'm talking about Billy.
it's a cool city. There's dogs
Wow.
everywhere. Saw so many corgis. So many corgis.
Makes
so
me
many
hate
goldens.
one too.
Yeah, I'll scratch that off the list. Ain't going there.
So many golden doodles.
Is that where fucking puppuccinos come from? All those little stupid idiot corgis. Billy.
yeah. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything, forgotten anything major.
Any nice toilets?
Oh, that's one thing that I think it's an American thing as well.
Is it
Like
the water?
the water is high, but also like they always have the door really high up. Like the bathroom,
Really?
the bathrooms in like Toronto airport, like you don't have that much privacy. Like you close the door, there's a gap like I don't know, it's like 3 foot at the bottom of the door. Gaps in the side of the door, so like you can see people like coming to use the urinal, and you can basically like look them in the eye pretty much. I'm just there taking a huge shit.
Yeah.
This is like
Fuck
fuck,
that.
why do you...
I hate that.
Yeah, that wasn't like the standard everywhere. We went to another place. I'll shout out. We went to this crazy like 3-story, four if you include the basement, I guess. Place called Stormcrow. It's like this nerd dork bar / restaurant.
Was there Gundams?
I don't see Gundams.
Was
I
there
don't think.
Warhammer?
There was no war. Well, like for example.
No, seriously, it can't be a nerd place, a geek place, if there's not Gundam or Warhammer. They're way more nerdy than fucking.
There would have been Warhammer, I'm sure, but I wouldn't recognize like because
No,
they had
yeah.
like all these like
Niche
replicas
Warhammer.
of like weapons and like Doom guns and the Doom eye thing.
Gamer bar.
They had like these insane toilets. When you go down to the bottom, it's all like everything's a reference basically. So like there was like a Walking Dead reference down there, like do not open these doors or whatever. Like District 9 posters everywhere. What else was it in that crazy? Like a whole Twin Peaks area. Like yeah, a big Han Solo in carbonite, and they had this whole thing where like everything's named after references. So like I got the Princess Peach cocktail thing. It's like a peach
A little
cocktail.
pink peachy.
And they do this thing. It's like they give you a D&D die, 20-sided die. You roll it, whatever it lands on is like the shot you get. 1 out of 20.
Right.
If you roll a 20,
It's like a roulette.
if you roll a 20, you got to keep the like glass as like a souvenir or whatever.
Okay.
And like depending on the number you roll, the quality of the shot is better. So like if you roll a 1, it's going to be something garbage. If you roll a 20, it's like something bigger and nicer. I did it twice. I rolled 2 twice. It was nothing
you got 2
crazy.
trash ones.
Ralph rolled a 20 though, so you got to take it home.
Lucky.
and
I love drinking games like that. I just like ways to f myself up.
And yeah, when I was there with Ralph, Colin, and April, there was this. Every time someone ordered like a certain drink or something specific off the menu, this like speaker system would start blaring this crazy. Like, it sounded like Liam Neeson in there. It sounded like all these like it was like a audiovisual bombardment of like references. It was like horrifying. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that sounds cute.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. I think that's like kind of the main things I wanted to talk about for now. Maybe if there's anything major I forgot, I can bring it up. Housekeeping next episode or something. But I'd recommend the city. It's cool. I definitely recommend the festival though too. Yeah, I would like to go back. Expensive ass city though.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, at this point, what city isn't?
Yeah. You guys ever go to Canada?
Depends.
Would we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I'd go anywhere. It's just you need reason to go.
Mm-hmm.
Canada does seem cool. It seems like good America.
Yeah.
You know? Just a bit colder.
That's the thing. I was like dressed like this
Yeah,
the whole time I was there. It was like boiling. What I'm used to, compared to what I'm used to. Yeah. So shout out to anyone I met, whatever.
Shout out Canadians.
Shout
as a
out those
whole.
friendly, apologetic Canadians. Apologizing for telling jokes. Apologizing for being in your way, even if it's not their fault.
Apologise for you bumping into that.
Yeah. Yeah, cool place. Cool place. Nice people.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess
God.
we'll see after these messages.
Yeah. Life can be a dick sometimes, so get your dick from out your hand. And don't be a dick, wear a dick. Dick the Head t-shirts available now. Check the description below.
Yeah. Welcome to the second half of the cast where we answer questions from the Jar Media community.
Yeah.
Head over to the suggestion thread on the subreddit. You can ask us anything for future episodes. Just like Brad T. 2T2.
Brad. Thanks, Brad. Thanks for bringing in and answering us a question, Brad.
November the 16th this year will mark the 10th anniversary since the very first video on the original Jar channel. Why game review scores are stupid. Jar discuss. Will there be a video to celebrate such a massive milestone?
No,
and how does it feel to have gone through 10 whole years of being Funny XD for an online
Is this
audience?
what? So when we
that's the-
first launched the Jar channel, the podcast came, a year after?
Probably a couple years after, right?
Yeah.
We just did like blabs for ages.
Yeah. And it was basically the JA, what it was.
The JA?
Yeah, because we were the only people on the blabs at that point.
Yeah,
Because
pretty much.
the other two had stage fright.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you were.
No,
you were like,
there was no interest in us being on it. Because the egomaniacs had to take charge.
I don't. Does that actually count as a 10th anniversary if it's not the cast?
Well, I think it does of Jar.
Kind of.
Well, what are we going to do for our 10th
Well,
anniversary?
we're not going to do anything because everyone knows every year you spend on YouTube, you should amass at least 1 million. So the fact that we don't have 10 million subs.
No, but we've got
embarrassing.
1,000 subs in those 10 times. We've got at least 10,000 subs per year in that time.
We got 10 subs per year.
We might be failing that even then. But what are we gonna do then? If it's that big, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go party in Vegas?
Like party in Vegas, dude?
No.
Should we finally release a sex tape?
You can.
Yeah,
I
nothing.
already have.
Put it on the Patreon.
No, you got to subscribe to my Patreon for that.
Lego Vim 123 has one. Hey boys.
No, but we didn't talk about what we're gonna do.
Well, no one had anything to say.
Yeah,
That's because someone's barely involved in the conversation. Play the little zippies.
Okay, what do you suggest?
No, we need to do something just like how.
I say we just...
Nah, you're off. You just blew my mind. November. What's in November?
Thanksgiving?
Halloween. Oh shit! It's not, is it?
You said that with such confidence.
Fucking hell.
Are you fucking real?
Holy
Okay, well, what I was gonna say, that even though the Bungie's lost. Okay, so for Halloween this year, we're going to the King's Arms. Are we actually going to do a scary video of Halloween?
If you have the courage.
I have the courage.
I don't think any of us have the courage.
No, because you guys always pull out of it. I'm not doing it alone.
We'll do it.
There's been nothing to pull out of. You know?
Yeah.
Well, no, let's make plans.
This is your best talent, is to imply that, that there are plans. You delegate everyone else to create these plans and then get angry when no one does it.
No.
You're like,
no.
guys, let's do this thing. Well, go on, organise it then.
No, but this is
So
the thing.
if it's your idea, then
No,
sort it.
I would do that. However, you don't show interest in the idea, so I'm not going to do it.
I've had my Halloween experience, thank you very much.
I've
already done it.
No, we can't.
Yeah,
we
just
can't.
because I didn't film it for clout on TikTok doesn't mean that
No,
I
we
don't
have to
value
actually
it.
do something for Halloween. We're letting our fans down by being little babies and
let's
making.
go into the sewer and crawl around.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
What's stopping us from doing King's Arms? That's Jar law. They want to see it.
No, they don't care.
They do.
They want to see
Jarlings. Comment if you want to see the King's Arms
If you
video.
want to see like us in a pub,
No, it's not a pub. We're
is a
going.
pub.
We're going around the countryside. We'll walk.
it's not the King's Arms then, is it?
It's the area, you fucking.
If you want to see us in a pub or in the gutter with the rats, vote.
What are we doing for the?
We could also, we could just take the transcript of that original video and just recreate it word for word, with us now.
What
The
video?
original, but that would just be you two.
Was it?
Would it?
Should we do a remake of the
Why are
um?
game
Or would it
review
just
scores
be
are
you?
stupid? It might just be me.
Yeah, it's probably just you.
Why don't
I
we
can't
do
remember.
a remake of the Shake Off video where we all do it?
There's always water.
that does need to go up.
I've got that somewhere. But anyway, Lego Vim123 says, "Hey boys, get rid of one forever. Chinese food, Indian food, or Italian food, and why?"
Italian food.
Shut.
Are you for real?
You're the only one to eat. We will have. Domino's isn't Italian food. You ate mac and cheese today.
Yeah, let's go to Italy and get fucking macaroni cheese.
No.
I would say Chinese.
No, you
Yes.
Italian.
No, that's
Italian?
Do you
actually
know how easy it would be for me to lose weight if Italian food?
No,
didn't exist?
but your main diet is pasta.
Exactly.
Oh, so you just but then you're gonna be on the other end a year down the line, hollowed as miserable because you're not eating pasta.
No, because is chicken Italian? No. Is beef Italian?
No, Chinese. No. I would get rid of Chinese.
I'd get rid of Chinese, I think.
You feel better eating the other two. That's literally all that matters.
Okay, so you never want to eat like lizard,
You mean scorpion on a stick?
scorpion on a stick,
Guana on a stick.
bat on pig,
Baton pig.
bat on pig.
No, baton pig. Baton
It's-
hit
yeah,
pigs with batons.
I think that's that.
The police.
I don't even know if I need to quantify it really. Like, I don't know.
No, just the only option is Chinese. I like Chinese food. It's diverse. You know, we've not even begun to. We've probably consumed 1% of Chinese cuisine. Even then, it's not even accurate.
that.
There's a lot of Chinese cuisine based on the region, like, you know.
But like
Canton.
Western Chinese food isn't Chinese food.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just takeaway.
but like I'm thinking about it in terms of like the best Indian I've ever heard, the best Italian I've ever had, are leagues better even the best Chinese I've ever had. In
Yeah.
my mind,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
Yeah.
So bye bye. Big Pin 7231 has a quick one. I just wanted to tell James that his KMF DM shirt is cool as hell.
I'm not going to see them live, though. I was going to see them live in Amsterdam, but I cancelled Amsterdam trip because I need money. But yeah, KMFDM is sick. Listen to all of our albums. They're very good.
Grave Walker says this. How do the boys feel about the recent game releases so far, like Baldur's Gate and Starfield? Any upcoming releases this year the boys are excited about? Would Jamie and James be playing the new Cyberpunk expansion? Thanks and game.
I'm absolutely going to be playing Cyberpunk expansion. Have you actually seen? It looks nutty. The Cyberpunk aesthetic is just like pure. It's like the most dopamine like satisfactory thing imaginable. I love the design. I love the game. I love the soundtrack. It looks lit as. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to play it. My PC might explode doing it, but I'm going to do it. It's the only thing that matters. Cyberpunk is the best game out in the last 10 years. No question. It's better than Witcher 3 by infinite amounts.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
Crazy
the most
opinion.
stupid take. You played the game for like 20 hours.
He said you didn't finish it, did you?
No, I've played it for like over 200.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of that game, idiot.
Whip it up on your phone right now. Let's see on the Steam app your actual hours.
Guess what? I don't own it on Steam, dumbass.
What?
I own it on COG.
What the hell is COG?
It's the other app because all the games are cheaper on it. Steam shit.
No, you're such a liar. I've seen it pop up on Steam and say.
No, it's COG.
What is COG?
What the hell is COG?
It's the other store. So when you go on like G2A or any of these key websites, right? You have an option to be Steam. People know
It's
what
just
COG
Gears
is.
of War games.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show you what COG is?
I've never heard of COG.
COG.
Yeah, I probably will play the Cyberpunk thing.
Oh, it's GOG. You know GOG.
Oh,
GOG.
yeah, I know GOG.
GOG.
Yeah.
GOG. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've played. That's what
Okay.
I played Cyberpunk on because it was like Steam was like £25 and it was like 10. I'm not gonna spend an extra £15 for Steam privilege.
Right.
But yeah, Cyberpunk is amazing. I'm so hyped. The new trailer dropped recently, the cinematic trailer explaining the lore of Idris Elba's character and Songbird. It's so good.
None of us are Baldur's Gate players.
No, I am interested in it because Divinity Original Sin 2. Divinity 2 Original Sin? Divinity
Baldur's Gate, was it? Baldur Gate. Wasn't that BioWare originally?
Was it?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I have no idea.
It's just a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yeah, but their previous game, Divinity Original Sin, rocks. And I'm kind of interested by it. I tend to prefer fantasy stuff to sci-fi.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm highly interested in it, but my system specs are just too low to be able to like confidently run it. You need an SSD, and I don't have one.
Yeah, I think basically any other packaging I'd be really into Baldur's Gate. Because like I was talking about Disco Elysium recently. That's got D&D elements, dice rolls, like character building and dialogue, trees or whatever. I just don't care about D&D. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't, but like I didn't care about Divinity until I played it.
I feel like I just guess I feel like I wouldn't be trepidatious if it was like the Starfield aesthetic or something. I'm just more into that.
I thought you watched the D&D film though, right? And thought it was fire.
Well, maybe not fire.
You said it was proper fire. That's what you told me.
I was expecting something awful, and I got something
fire.
Okay, I got something fire. I'm the only one who's played any of Starfield. I played like 9 hours of it. I played a bit. I was starting to get the bug right before my trip, but then I've been away, so I haven't been able to play. Cool aesthetic. It's definitely a Bethesda game. Calling it Skyrim in space is kind of fair. Still don't know how I feel about the exploration angle, because that was like the coolest thing about Skyrim. Like,
it's the whole
like the main quest like sucks, but the exploration is like awesome.
Yeah,
you
just
see
like
things in the
lost
distance, and
just,
it's like, what's that? What does that turn out to be? Oh, what's this? Who are these guys who are saying this craziness? All this like emergent, I guess, gameplay, which I guess is a little bit lost when everything's restricted to these smaller, compacted zones. But yeah, I really haven't played enough to say anything strong.
Like what other big game stuff is there going on outside of that at the moment? We've like talked about Armored Core.
Really.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's anything else big coming this year that I'm interested in.
The thing is, I always look at my backlog when a game comes out that I'm kind of interested in, or even if a game is on sale that's in my wish list. I look at my backlog and think, what's the point? You'll just end up in there. So I've like sectioned my games in like backlog, priority, backlog, lower priority, and then like games I go back to and stuff. And the amount of stuff that just ends up in the backlog, like The Witcher 3 being one of them, because I never finished the second DLC.
Blood of Wine.
Oh, did you not?
Yeah, I never finished it, so I'm going through the whole game again, bit by bit.
Like I just missed my chance to grab Death Stranding in the sale. Oh, yeah, it stopped being on sale yesterday, but that's one I feel like it'd be perfect on the deck if it runs good.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've played through that game like 2.5 times.
Actually, no, there's a game. There's the new RTS Warhammer game.
Oh yeah,
it looks quite good. Darktide might get some good content maybe in a month or two.
Also, not a new game, but I said this like a few episodes ago, but Titanfall 2, weirdly high player count at the minute.
Really?
I was, before I came here today, was just spent like the mid to late afternoon just playing Titanfall 2, finding games literally in 30 seconds. You get into a game quicker than you do on Apex.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quicker than Apex. Okay. One Bad Day says, alright Alex, defend yourself. In episode 103 there was a question. What is a change that could be made in any movie that would ruin it every time? And Alex said, have it be directed by Michael Bay. This take is quite lukewarm and basic. I might even go as far as to say pretentious. Now that you're less edgy with your big Keemstar drama days behind you and in the past, has this opinion changed at all? How's it pretentious to say Michael Bay is a bad director?
Okay, think of this. Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Michael Bay would ruin it. Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, he tried his.
You can't.
He tried his war
applies to
movie,
everything.
Pearl Harbor. It's like embarrassing.
Yeah.
I think the only movie of his I've seen are the Transformer ones.
Yeah.
Movies.
Maybe a boring opinion. I'd give you that.
Well, yeah, this whole take thing, like for a take to be hot, it's got to be like against the grain.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes there is a reason the grain is that way.
Settled. The grain is settled a certain way.
Yes, like it's.
My new one would
sucks.
be film it in the entire thing in infrared.
Yeah.
That might do it.
Have you I imagine you probably haven't, but have you seen these AI generated videos that are really popular on TikTok and Instagram, like X movie if it was filmed in the vertical aspect ratio, but they've AI generated the top and bottom, and it's like I saw one that was like Akira, if done in this, and it's like,
because I did see the trend of like, if Wes Anderson made Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
it's like.
Well, those AI generated like picture. Yeah, there's loads of them for like.
Wes Anderson had a weird like other TikTok trend where people would find like pastel buildings and be like, "What it's like to be in a Wes Anderson movie."
Yeah.
But going back to this aspect ratio, if people now can't watch films unless they're in the iPhone vertical aspect ratio, I'm going to build nuclear bombs. I'm going to drop them.
I mean, yeah.
It
just seems a pretty bad way to film a film.
Yes, it's not a film then, is it?
Well, I mean, technically it could be, but like
a
it doesn't
terrible
really
film.
lend itself to
Anything.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting to me for them to be doing this to like shit like Akira and Ghost in the Shell, and it's like that you don't get it, do you? You're actually like moronic. Just watch the fucking film on a TV.
Just turn your phone that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just getting angry over the new generation.
I saw one though of 2049, Blade Runner, and if you were to like screenshot it and use it as a background, it looked kind of cool. It's fine for that.
But you could just use a shot from the film for that.
Well, it wouldn't be the right aspect ratio.
Zoom in.
Photoshop's got a crazy AI tool now.
It's
Select
over.
an area and it can like fill in
What is my
the
background?
space with what should be there.
Do you know
What if-
this is my? Do you know my actual hot take? This one is a hot take. Default screen backgrounds, always.
No.
Never. Don't ever customize it. Mine is literally just a black screen, the black Google screen. My lock screen's a black Google.
No, that's
screen.
crazy though. Like, you customize your car like crazy. It's like the same thing, right?
Yeah, but that's because people see it. People aren't looking at my phone screen.
You look at it every day.
No, but everyone else is. Everyone else sees my car. Only I see.
I
that,
recently
but I don't
found
care.
that feature.
Yeah.
One of Adam's family members showed me actually.
The Addams Family.
The Addams Family, where it just picks a random picture from your thingy every hour.
Oh yeah, no, I've used that. Yeah, I'll hate that one though. No, it's useful. I like those features.
Yeah.
I just have nothing worth putting on my background. But most importantly, my work background on my work computer is Gaius. That's
There you
like the only thing that matters.
Oh my god.
Well, he's cute, okay?
Oh my
Send on
god.
this one from You and Vivo. Hey, I know Alex is a Talking Heads fan, and with their Stop Making Sense concert being re-released in cinemas, do any of you plan on seeing it? / have you already seen it in the cinema? I guess this is something I wasn't even aware was happening. At Tiff, Talking Heads got back together for the showing of Stop Making Sense 40th anniversary, I guess. I can't remember. A considerable anniversary, and it's people were like meeting David Byrne and just crazy. It's just like, what? How did I miss this? Am I an idiot?
You could have been an annoying fan of his.
I could have. Yeah, there's some really good Talking Heads merch I saw like people in line, like waiting. So cool.
I always get confused by Talking Heads and Radiohead.
That's because Radiohead named themselves after Talking Heads.
What's the difference between them?
They're different bands.
Different bands, yeah.
No, I know that.
Different eras, different people.
Radiohead is a song by Talking Heads, and they name themselves after. Loads of people.
Are Talking Heads edgy?
No.
But Radiohead is.
Yeah, Radiohead sounds like sad. Talking Heads sounds like they're on cocaine.
Ah.
And on that note, that's been this episode. Hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourselves out there in this crazy world. And watch out for that aggro drift, I'm telling you.
Watch out for any drifters. If they're driving a Nissan or BMW that's slammed to the floor with a body kit.
Is your finger wet?
I was Tumano.
That's fucking disgusting. He put his finger like way in my ear.
Oh, you
I got wet, but I've been bonding to you for so long. Welcome to the Patreon. This is the segment.
Yeah, that'll do, I guess. For September 2023, we're about to read off some names, Dibby tier or above. Let's go. Big thanks to Timothy Mark, aka Bidiot Bales, Dom, Frisco, Gareth Knorr, Danny Valentine, Foul Git, Sabine Wren is an Asian anal queen, Sam Barlow, Bye Bear Bear, I do declare, Bye Bear Bear, ha ha ha, Bear shirts and mug available now, check the description. Crazy Goblins, Hardcore Diarrhea, Spit Roast featuring James's dad, Erectin a Rhea Spencer here, Murdo Wallace, James the type of guy to now say a silly one when taking a photo. Rugged Boulder, Harry James Climpson, Prince of 12, James's dad, Tenga Egg, Go Onion, I have to collect the tools, Aphex Twink,
He is a bit twinky.
Bibby Dibby Boingo Boo, Quetzalcoatlus Northropy, Thank the Lizard Lords, Only Singaporean Jarling, James's dada, Abstination, Nicholas Latifi's estranged son, Bogley Best, Squelch Muscle, Eden, please do another North America Plus, Urine Leg of Tor, the JARCast begs you, also my birthday was on the first sleigh, Banana Milk, my name Jeff, Harry Scuderia, Uwu Oni-chan, Misa Denupsi and Misa Freegast, and Thistle Doonesbury Lacrimose, Yam, ha ha ha, that's right, Yummy Mash, Big Wumbo, Destruction of James's dad, Abigail M, Barnaby's Panopticon, Lollin, The Only Neurotypical Jar Fan, Lildred Incorporated, Saishin, Finn Arthurs, Vivian Reed, but for real James, NASCAR is better than Formula 1, and Ricky Stenhouse could beat up Max Verstappen? Max Verstappen, The Fart Collector, Chocolate Fart, Scribble WA, Bonky, James's Mommy Dommy Milf, and Splink.
Nice.
I will say about this person making the comment about NASCAR and Formula 1. Formula 1 is shit because it's trying to make it like viewable to Americans. You've got to dumb down by like 10%. All crap, watch drifting. It's the best.
With that said, thank you very much to Skek, Magma Slug, Levi, Pearl Slug, Dr. Deluxo Shabangu, Oliver Holm Janbai, Goonchi Goona, I love Babor Bell, she is my queen, LeBron James excited for White Boy Wednesday, Henlo friends sucky sucky dum dum, Neo Theo, James's dad, Zell, Simon Steele, now I am become James, pisser of dick.
Do you know why I pissed up this afternoon? Open the back door. Just pissed straight.
Balpreet Kaur, Joku, Nuddlearm aka James's passionate bread vacation destinations. Shake It Off, James's version, is the greatest song known to mankind. Chris Pratt stars in Baby James the movie. Krill Muncher, Unwashed Reptile, Manny Sanchez, Lagoon 22, Simsy. 0.6% Japanese jarling. Flagstang. I had a nightmare last night that I was normal. Wait a second. I never woke up.
You would be normal if you were patient.
The Gooning Gungan. Misa Goon Goon. Fappin' and clappin' it's happening. Travis King. Captain Clungehole. Going, going, going like the noise, not the word, aka LSD Dream Emulator Enjoyer. Grant Connor. Jack Price. Kooky. Slimy Bill. I, your favourite Jarshan, have created a gooning-themed parody of Friend Zone by YFM. Prepared for God to smite me for my sins. Sketch Screen. Avi. State of Velasca. Matt Edge, world's biggest Ben Quadinares fan. Callum J. Quick. True Mighty Jarling, he's going beast mode. Milk Maiden. Ganja Satellite. In the Crazy Goblin lair, shake your booty as I stare. I do declare, a mighty bear. Tonio Swelt. Sad Nietzsche shit. Dobby's gynecologist. Crash Punk. Thank you all.
Wait, before
dearly.
James, you start, do you know who Ben Quadinaris is?
No.
I'm pretty sure he's the pod racer who goes... And then
Ben Quadinaros.
Oh. Why is his name Ben? He's like an alien.
Big thank you to Slurms Mackenzie, the original party worm, wimey, wham, wham, wazzle.
Is that the Futurama guy? The like party slime.
Oh yeah.
Salad 520. The Jar secret project is just Jim shooting a snot rocket at the camera lens. Slam Dunk Cosmos. He's a real cringy man sitting in his cringy land. Harriet Broadley. Tom Baranek. Gilbert the Awesome One. James is Dad. This is a public service announcement. I've rebranded from Nate's Minifigs and now I'm called Input Brick. Somewhere there's an island full of Jamesies, doomed to build cars and drive them into the ocean. Give me that white boy stare. James stole my cock and balls for the parts he sells on his website. Ha ha ha. Hee hee hee. I'm the laughing Jim and you can't catch me. Cobalt Rad. Drain my cock Johnson. Michael, if none of the patrons I've subscribed to release a Jumper 2008 review, I will unleash hellfire upon the world. Wising Swine. Pish Drinkers Unleashed. Thomas Martin. Before I hand this iPad off to you, you should know that I let Pizzadick use it and now it's full of Swiss. Aura. Keck Flexington. Fartwag. Biscuit. Dream Waffle 2142. Denny. Feast mode activated, aka hashtag hungry, aka feedme.com. Piss a dick meets Skibbity toilet. Danny G base Claude. Claude? He actually did change it. Fucking dickhead. Danny G maced Claude. Fucking dickhead changed it. Woodpecker from Mars. Edgy Erech. Übergame Mong Owl. Bring a scale, stale ginger lingers, 7 figures in vigour, fresh from out the jail, alpha male, sickest ninja eerie. Ego on a Bebo shirt, wondering just how a whole town could be inside her. Creamer, Adam Johnston, Tom Buies. I need to let one out right now. Super Crunchers, Joel Stewart, When Blackbirds Fly, Whoops, Gremblow, Jose BG. Cooter Panda, Lucy Ty, Randy Ruins Patreon, The Pooh Man, Mel Gibson, Katya fucking Manigan, David.
On that same note, as first, before I get ahead of myself, thanks to everyone. But on these weird Star Wars names, you know the Death Sticks guy. Want to buy some Death Sticks?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the name of that character?
What?
Elan Sleaze Bagano.
Elan Sleaze Bagane.
Elan Sleaze Bagano.
Hell yeah.
Fair play. I wish I was a Pagano.
Sleaze Begane.
That's too good. That is too good.
That's quite a good name.
Creative as hell. Really.
When's he gonna get his Star Wars show?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a Pablo Escobar-esque sort of show, but with Elan Sleaze Begane.
should start with that scene, and then it like follows him leaving
Yeah,
and goes from there.
him rethinking his life.
His entire life.
Yeah, it can be like flashbacks and then what he's doing to sort of make an improvement.
Darth Vader's got to be in there somehow.
Yeah, he's like their secret nemesis the whole time.
Yeah.
Incense sticks are like kind of communistical.
That's not even a word, communistical.
It is.
That's ridiculous.
Communist.
That's ridiculous.
Ickle.
What, like an icicle?
Yeah.
Communistical.
No. Like something communist. Like, you know, like communistical farming.
Oh, that one smells rather.
I don't like the smell of that one.
Lavender one.
I think lavender is overrated.
Lavender's the best one.
Lavender's like sleep milk.
I
but
would
for
prefer
your
the
nose.
smell of Twizzies.
Of what?
They're
Twizzies.
not called
Twizzlers.
They're called
Twizzlers.
Oh.
I'm thinking of glizzies.
Going into Glizzy Overdrive.
The woman has appeared.
Aww.
Yeah.